Hello, everyone. We are watching Love is Blind, Season 8, Episode 2. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
I love my dad.
Okay, good.
So he was diagnosed with a rare type of cancer. So he's been doing treatment, and the doctors are all very confident that everything's headed in the right direction. I think as a nurse too, like my mind goes to worst case scenario. It's unfortunate that it takes an illness or something to make you realize those things.
I mean, that's such a universal experience for a lot of, well, maybe not universal, but it is such a experience for a lot of people. A lot of us, sometimes we learn gratitude because we're about to lose something. And sometimes it's nice to do the work ahead of time. So it's a little bit of a philosophical quandary. You know, how do you prepare? I always say, meditate and in a very stoic way, process that death is a part of life. It's inevitable. And it's important to sort of, pre-mourn people, I think, in a way. I obviously have practiced this throughout the years. And I think it's been incredibly helpful to pre-mourn the people in my life, to accept that one day they won't be here, to accept that one day I could get a phone call. Because again, we're preparing for what's already going to happen. We're just making sure that we're prepared for it to happen even tomorrow. And it allows you to be more grateful, allows you to love people more. It allows you to live in the present. It allows you to also be realistic about how short life is and how little time we have with the people that we love. But also it allows us to plan better, to prioritize our values, to spend more time living the life we want. And sometimes that even means spending less time with the people we love, funny enough. As a queer person, sometimes I find that my best life is served spending less time with the people that I love if they're homophobic. But that doesn't mean that I don't love them or that I'm not, internally grateful that I know them and that I was born into that family. And at the same time, it does help you prioritize, and I think that that's kind of the irony of life is how do we love people? And also, how do we balance spending less or more time with them because we know our time is so limited?
I love a dad bod. I don't care. I do not have a type at all. Like physically, jawline, baby face, blonde, brunette, brown sugar cinnamon, muscles, dad bod, everything. It's been all over the board, but they've all been pretty much funny.
Okay, Sarah has interesting. I didn't have anything written down for Sarah before. So loves dad bods, nurse, is 28 years old. I'm getting kind of like fun / humor energy already, like a little bit of a jokester energy so far. So let's see.
And you just can't stop the petty stuff. Like life is so beautiful. So of course there's gonna be bad days, bad things, but there's just so much to be grateful for.
Okay. So because her job puts her in a situation where she has to see a lot of, tragedy and a lot of hard situations. This episode is very like life and death, gratitude episode, which we love to see. Okay, let's see.
I grew up in a very strong Christian household. There's a lot of things that I believe about, like the Bible, and I believe about, the Christian faith, but it's all hard to obviously know. I believe that, there's the one true God that loves us.
I'm not religious. I was raised Catholic. I do think there is a higher power.
I want to put for my audience, not for them. We're not involved with them. I love that for them. Religious freedom, I love that. But it would be so weird for me at this point in my life to look at an adult who's like, I believe in a higher power, like to really conceptualize what this means. And this is why I say history repeats itself. It's just the same people who believe in like Zeus and all these other gods only. And I know that like is offensive. A majority of the world is conservative. A majority of the world's religious. A majority of the world's homophobic and transphobic. A majority of the world continues to believe in mythical things in order to explain their presence on the earth. And, I'm always about grounding. I want to be the most realistic. I'm open to whatever is true. But I think it is sort of a, quote, interesting way to spend your limited time on earth, speaking about death, believing in focusing on things that ultimately are connected to belief systems that are misogynistic and patriarchal and homophobic and racist. Like, these communities, I'm sorry, they're inherently very bigoted. And so it's interesting to watch like really good people join bigoted mindsets, belief systems. And I think that there's just something to be said about this and, to each their own. But, I'd always want the world to be less bigoted. So I wonder how much this is going to play a role in them not being compatible. Because if she was raised Catholic and she's no longer religious, but believes in a higher power, that's pretty agnostic of her. Or maybe not. Maybe it's less than maybe it's less than agnostic. In some ways, it's actually saying, I believe in a higher power, like in a real way. So maybe it's actually quite spiritual. Again, there's some balance here for me. I know for me and my high compatibility partner, religion was very important. It was very important that we weren't religious. It was very important that for us, becoming religious is a sign of like a mental health issue, because for us, we're just so in the agreed belief that we, evolved on the planet, we come from the planet, that there's no evidence, to the contrary, or maybe there's more evidence towards that than there is towards a God. God is a myth. It's an invention. We can trace back the origin of this invention. So it feels weird to be able to trace back the beginning of something and then to not understand that it was made up. But to each their own. So I wonder how this is going to play a role in their dynamic.
Main thing for me that's really tough about religion is my sister Lisa. She's like my best friend. She's gay.
Oh, gay sister. Okay, girl. Okay, Sarah. Sarah's my middle name. Spell it the same way. Sara, baby. Twins.
Okay.
And she is my absolute number one. And there's so much hypocrisy. And I'm not saying all the time, because there is good. But for me, I find it really difficult to go to a church and like practice when it's like love thy neighbor, but then it's also like LGBT is going to go to hell.
We love this conversation. Let's see how Ben carries it forward. Love Sarah. Love her sticking up for her gay sister. We love to see it.
Like that. And while the priest maybe has like sexual allegations. Like,
Amen.
Sorry, but no.
I hate the word religion. I like using the word faith.
Oh, I love.
Oh, yeah, but you specifically are part of Christianity, which is inherently homophobic and bigoted and racist. That's why I'm so surprised when people of color gravitate towards Christianity and evangelical bubbles. Like, you're not welcomed there. I think Christianity is not your ally if you're most people in the world. I think evangelicals look what's happening with the administration right now. They want good Christian families. And notice how all of us are not included in that demographic. We're people of color. They're not interested in us. They want nice, white, straight Christian families. So make it make sense.
So would you feel comfortable being around my sister?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, would you go to Pride weekend?
Yeah, no discomfort around that community at all. I have, some of my closest friends are that way. Like,
Are that way?
I come from like, the background of like Catholicism where, that was a sin. And then I dealt with that in college where I'm like, I don't know if it is.
Yeah, right.
Because
Okay, he popped a bubble and he's like, well, maybe gay people aren't so sinny. But see, why stay with a construct of Christianity? Why stay with a construct of that particular God?
like, this is love. It shouldn't be something that people, call out as a sin.
So like, do you go to church like every week?
I do.
No, you can't say you're pro-gay and go to a Christian church. And even though there are pro-gay Christian churches, I don't know why gay people just don't dismantle this construct. As LGBT people, we should deconstruct this. I don't know why you're picking a religion that's patriarchal or inherently homophobic. Like, as much as we're sitting here arguing about what men wrote in a book. Oh, well, it's not in the Bible, and actually it's not even there, and actually it is there. I don't care what men wrote in a book. And the fact that talk about revolving your life around a man still. Like, how we say, like, I'm a feminist, I'm liberated, I've deconstructed. If you're Christian, you're still revolving your life around a man with peace and love.
So would you want your partner to go with you?
I would prefer it, yes.
Yeah, I am open to finding a church that accepts all people and others.
I'm not going to try and convert you. Like, I want you to be comfortable.
Not gonna work. Move on. I'm sorry. I don't believe this is a fundamental difference on reality. I don't think successful high compatibility relationships involve you getting with somebody who inherently has a different fundamental belief than you do on like creation, what you're doing on the planet, who you are, everything.
Well, thank you so much. Wow, Ben, that's so nice of you. Thank you. No,
Oh my God, thank you so much for not pressuring me to go to your bigoted church. Because he didn't say, oh, my church is actually pretty gay. My pastor's gay. It's a woman. Like, you notice that? You notice how she said, I'm open to finding a church that's more inclusive. And he said, I'm not trying to convert you. That means he doesn't go to an inclusive church either. So it's not even a gay Christian church. No. Now ask him who he voted for. And if I find out she voted for Trump, girl,
I have no idea if Molly knows that like I'm another person that he's.
definitely doesn't know. There's no way she knows.
If she does, I am sad that that's like something that she would be so casual about bringing up to me.
I don't think she knows. Yeah, I guess like there could be more compassion if she did know before bringing it up to her.
Does she want me to know where her connection is at and start to doubt my own?
I mean, you're the one not sharing though. She's the one actually being forthcoming and open and vulnerable, and you're the one not telling her. So she's the one left in the dark. So it's interesting that she feels like paranoid that she's being betrayed in some way, when in reality, like she's the one not telling Molly that she knows.
I think going into this, I had a fear that I wouldn't be able to fully like feel some of these feelings in a setting like this and really want a future with them and then not be chosen at the end of this. And I'm like, oh my God, there are very real outcomes in this that could leave me very hurt.
Totally agree.
She's being very open and vulnerable, and she's really afraid that she's going to come in and be vulnerable and then she's going to get rejected. So let's see how Dave responds to that, because I am kind of curious if he's going to reassure her or lead her on or what he's going to do.
Yesterday, you like completely changed my day. And then after it ended last night and like I got back into the pods, and one of the girls I was like pretty high on, she like is just so fun, which is like super weird to say, I guess, right now.
Yeah.
But
I know deep down that like I want you and me to like explore every possible option. I want that for you, but I also like don't want to hear about it.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know. It sounds like it's being cut in a weird way. So Dave is basically bragging about how fun how fun his other date was. And she's like, I don't want to hear about that, which again, I don't understand about the premise of the show. I also think my brain works differently than other people, where I think that's why polyamory worked for me for 10 years. I genuinely don't experience jealousy. I'm like, cool, tell me about it. How was it? Because I just see it as a very consensual situation. And so since my consent isn't being violated, it feels really weird to be weird about it. But I know it's a common human experience. Jealousy is usually common in most people. I think my brain just doesn't process it in the same way. I will say that I do always find it really weird how defensive and jealous people can get on this show. But I also accept that this is their lived experience.
I totally agree. I don't get you in a good way. I feel like I can tell you anything. I just feel like at home. Like right now from last night, I feel like we haven't left.
I agree. We're diving
And
right back in.
actually like have feelings for you.
I like actually have feelings for you too.
Okay, so there they go. I have feelings for you. I have feelings for you too. Let's see how it goes with Molly, which I'm assuming we're going to see in a follow-up date.
One of the things that's really important to me is being together and someone making things fun.
Yep.
And I feel like that is someone you really are.
But is it like fun, not serious? Like the girl you have fun with but don't marry, the guy you have fun with but don't marry? Or is it like I want to be married to somebody I have fun with? What does that mean, right?
It's like, have you ever had a bad day? Like,
No. Well, I have, but not here yet.
yeah.
See, that sounds like really like fantasy. Oh, have you even had a bad day? It feels like he's escaping into Molly with escaping responsibility in real life. You know, you can have fun in a marriage, but you have to be responsible and serious at times too. It's about balance. And I think some people either have marriages that are always serious and never fun, or always fun but never serious. And it's like, balance, people. We need balance.
I think it was the first time we talked where you said that you didn't have the same integrity growing up, or that your mom taught you to have,
Oh yeah.
and that you really worked to get that integrity back. And I love that you realize that. There's pretty much nothing short of murdering someone that would bother me, because we all have a past. We all
Yeah,
make
for sure.
mistakes. So
For sure. Okay.
yeah.
I'll
So
take
did
that.
you murder someone?
Well, I can't say.
Okay, great.
Because then I'll go to jail and we can't get married.
Okay.
Oh, you bought a house?
Yeah. It's just so small, but it works well for me now. So
Yeah. I mean, good for you. I mean, I don't own my place. Instead of doing that, I like started my own business on the side,
what kind of business?
a medical distributing thing.
Okay.
I want to have like 5 different businesses.
Okay, so at this point in the conversation, they're kind of going back and forth. She's saying that short of murdering somebody, we all have a past. It's okay. What's in your past? He kind of makes a joke. They sidestep the conversation. Then she says, I've bought a house. It's small, but it works for me. He says, oh, instead of buying a house, I started a business and I want to have like 5 different businesses I manage. All red flags. Hate everything about it. Dave is a loser. I can tell. I'm sorry. Loser. I'm sorry. I just, I know it's edited in a particular way, but the way they're editing it makes it sound like he's the bad guy.
And just be my own boss for all of them. It's
Yeah.
a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be, like
Yeah.
to maintain and like keep it going.
Yeah. Has he gone to therapy for that? Is he neurodivergent? Does he have a problem with, like, I get it. I work for myself. I manage it much better. But yeah, like running a business is expensive, or running a business can be time consuming, or, it depends on how I'm not sure what's expensive for him, but I'm concerned already that it sounds like he might not be financially safe. Sounds like he has a dark past. I'm assuming infidelity, because it always is an infidelity. It's always cheating. Okay, so I assume he's cheated. That's what I assume the integrity conversation's about. And then what else? Oh, no, we know he's cheated because somebody left a comment in my video telling me that Dave cheated. So I do know he cheated based off that comment. I've been not watching spoiler content, so I don't know. But I based off that comment, I think it is infidelity. What else? Yeah, just it feels like she's much more fun but responsible, which we love a queen who's fun and responsible. We love it. She bought a house, but she also knows how to have fun. Yeah, we love Molly. It's just I'd like to make sure that Molly understands that that's really amazing what she's able to do And Dave sounds like a problem.
I don't know, just kind of like happy. I'm like finally figured out like that's exactly what I want. We're gonna have so much fun together, and like there's ups and downs, but like I'm just not worried about the downs because like I still feel like we're just both positive.
So in other words, I'm not worried about being responsible because with you, I might not have to be, which means I won't be held accountable.
I just feel like I can tell you like anything, and I don't know, you're not gonna like judge me or hold it against me really.
No, I won't.
What is it, Dave? What is it?
Got anything to tell me that you're scared of? No.
I mean, kind of. I'm trying not to like talk about this too much because it's not really that relevant.
Ooh.
My last serious relationship, it ended because I cheated on her.
Pretty relevant, my friend. Abuser, next. Cheater, toxic, next. It's not very relevant, he says. Says every man who's trying to hide his skeletons because he hasn't changed. Taking accountability is talking about it. The fact that he's saying it's not relevant means he hasn't taken accountability.
It was just stupid. Like I completely regret.
I'm so annoyed with these people. No leniency in 2025, girls. You can go to your therapist and your mother to get leniency. You're not getting it from me or dating potential. If these women choose this cheating man with peace and love, Okay, remember last season before this, the Trump voter who was like a Trump voter, the sleep apnea guy. He was horrible. Cheated in his last relationship. The girl, I can't remember her name, gave him such the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, he cheated, but like, everyone has a past. Cheated again on her. Was useless. Don't like it. You know what I mean? I'm so sick of these grown men who claim that they're capable, smart, respectful, have integrity. Then why you be cheating? And also, why are you acting like it wasn't a big deal? Where's the integrity in that?
Never ever do it again.
Well, that's great to hear. When you said that integrity line, I felt
Yeah.
like it was probably something with a past relationship.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I go to like bachelor parties or something in like Vegas or just like out, like I definitely have girls that come up to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of us in my audience, we're like on a very specific healing journey. Okay, we've already done our give bad people a chance phase. But these girls might still be in that phase. Lauren is 30. Ooh, girl. You haven't learned this lesson yet? Lauren is 30. Has she learned the lesson of not giving this man space? Or is she... No, this is Molly. Sorry. Hold on. Molly is 29. Okay, so 29 and Lauren is 30. Have they learned these lessons yet? Who's to say? Who knows? But I hope none of these women choose him because Lauren, if I'm not mistaken, has the fuck the patriarchy tattoo. And Molly is the homeowner who's more than capable. So both of these girls shouldn't be picking this man, but both of them are giving him space right now. So let's hope that neither of these girls allow him space.
Do that stuff now in the future. Like I'm just not gonna even entertain it.
Yeah, that's
Unless I'm
good to
single.
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I think that shows a lot about your growth. I don't ever judge what someone's done in the past because I've made mistakes as well. I haven't necessarily cheated on someone because I've never been in
Yeah,
that
not really had that.
fully serious relationship, but I did participate in someone else cheating on their girlfriend.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I had a lot of guilt about it, and I had to try and figure out like why I did that, knowing they were in a relationship.
I know. Doesn't that suck?
It sucks, yeah. And I really did care about him. I was hopeful for something in the future, and
They always are. There's two kinds of cheaters. Cheaters that are thinking it's fun and I'm going to do it anyways. And cheaters who are deluded into thinking these men will leave their wives for you. And all of it stems from insecurity ultimately. Regardless of why you're doing it, you're insecure. And so we have to have those conversations. You know what I mean? And yeah, that sucks.
lines got crossed.
Yeah.
But
I can relate.
and I would never do that going forward as well. And if I'm in a relationship, we're a team. We're trying to win the game together. So
No, he feels relieved. And I don't like that. Both of them now are like tainted to me. Because like a part of me is like, when did you do it? How old were you? How many years has it been? She sounds like she's taken much more accountability for it than he has because she didn't say that it didn't matter. But the fact that she also hasn't brought it up is interesting. So now I don't trust either of them.
What is winning the game? Dying together?
yeah.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and leave it there. That's what I want to focus on today. Christianity and bigotry. It's inherently what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, started by men, for men. Get over it, deconstruct it. And then once a cheater, always a cheater. Maybe not, for sure. But maybe with Dave. Maybe with Molly. Who knows? Who's to say? I can't read their minds. Would love to hear your comments in the sections down below. And I'll continue watching this episode at a later date. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you guys for the next one. Bye.
Stuck in my head, in real life I'm in bed, my belly's being fed and I'm okay, I'm just fine, yet all I do is whine, not to you in my mind, cause I know I don't make sense, I've been nothing but blessed, so why's my life a mess, please tell me, cause I'm sick of thinking, yeah, I'm sick of reaching out for the truth and living life as a fool.